I used to do something called Leah and Michelle's Candid Car Rides. We haven't done that in a while, but we were just walking a dog, and we were having a conversation about Halloween and the new... listen, it's going to drive the SJWs insane for their children, because they can't pick out a Halloween costume because everything is cultural appropriation.
This is awesome for me because I'm not like into Halloween because I believe it's a satanic ritual holiday full of death and whatever. But if it's your thing, it's really gonna mess with your mojo.
Right.
Because Cosmopolitan magazine, I guess, just tweeted out this big article. I guess there's a new Disney movie. If you don't have kids, if you're in Iraq, I think it's her name.
I must be under a rock because I didn't know about
I think it's called Mona or something. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's a Polynesian chick, and she wears like a hula thing and everything, right? A little grass skirt. So for Halloween, they got these costumes, right? So Cosmo's like, if you're a white parent, don't let your kid, don't let your white girl
cannot be the Polynesian princess
because
culturally appropriating.
White girls have enough princesses, she said.
Right.
And brown girls don't have enough, and I guess Polynesian, or what are they? Are they brown?
They're
what color
brown.
Are they?
They're brown.
Okay, they're brown. Okay, so they don't have enough. And I guess that was when they came out with the other girl, I don't remember her name. There was a black princess, and they didn't want...
I can't believe you don't know all of the Disney princesses.
I know. They didn't they didn't want them dressing up. They didn't want white girls dressing up as the black princess because you wouldn't want to culture appropriate, Louisiana nor New Orleans culture now.
Right.
But what's funny about this is Michelle and I were saying that it's incredibly racist.
It is. It segregates. So if the little white girls can't wear the Polynesian princess costume because she's culturally appropriating it, then what they're saying is we don't want little white girls to embrace the other cultures.
But like we have, like in school, I remember in school we had like days, like a Mexican day, and you dress up Mexican.
Right.
You wear a sombrero because you're
if you are white, you must stay white. You can't be Polynesian.
You can't. It's called appreciating other people's culture.
But what about Elizabeth Warren when she identifies as an Indian or Native American,
and she is white?
What if a Disney princess girl wants to identify as Polynesian?
And here's the thing: if you're from like the South, like we lived in Oklahoma for 5 years, and it was a big thing to be Native American there because you got like you didn't have to pay the same thing on your license plates. You got all kinds of deals, right? So a lot of people would research their ancestry, and they would find that they're like 1/8 Indian, but they're blonde hair, native. So the question is like who is checking people's like licenses before you? I mean, are these SJWs going to go up to people and say, you're white, you can't dress like a Native American, and they'll be like, dude, I am Native American. Like, how do you prove it?
And because you're automatically assuming by the color of one's skin,
it's all racist. So it's
all
like,
racist.
It's like to not be racist, they become like the biggest racists on the face of the planet.
Right.
It's absolutely insane, but it's great because like I'm hoping that all these SJWs will just be like, you know what, Halloween, I'm done. I'm done with Halloween, and then we can just not have any more satanic ritual called, black cats being murdered.
Dude, Halloween is such a this is the holiday for the Satanists.
Oh, absolutely. It's their high day.
So it is kind of one of these things. I have no problem with people bowing out of this holiday.
No,
now,
just get your kids some candy.
Go to the store. Go buy your kids a bunch of toxic chemical candy. Go ahead. I'm all down with it.
They can brush your teeth. They can't get it out of their system. They can get it off their teeth, but it's not still in their body.
And here's the thing. I also, when we were kids, we had a church that had a harvest party actually on a farm. And everybody had to bring a big giant bag of candy.
Right.
And then everybody got to go home with a big they put it all in one thing, and then so listen, I'm down with like that sort of thing. Go ahead, do your thing, because if you're going to church, I'm hoping nobody's going to say you've culturally
the coolest thing actually about
a church harvest party,
what's happening in the world today, and like with Weinstein and everything, is that those on, not to call out people leftists and liberals, but they, by and large, everyone they're on the left. And that's when we deal with the people on the left, they're like, you can't call people on the left. I'm like, dude, they call themselves on the left. Okay?
Right.
So the left eating the left.
Yeah.
is fun to watch.
It is
because then I don't have to do it.
Exactly.
It's just like with this whole cultural appropriation, I just get to sit back and watch, you know, people like destroy like
it's
Halloween.
Embarrassing. It is embarrassing.
They're destroying Halloween. Like they literally are destroying Halloween, and like people who like Halloween, they're upset about it.
They're digging their
you're
own
like
grave.
You're destroying Halloween. You're destroying the essence of Halloween, which is kids, you know,
just
dressing
going
up
out
and doing
having
whatever
fun.
they want to do. And so like on Twitter, what's hilarious is like people are putting up some of their costumes as a kid, like as Aladdin or something, and being like, "Whoops." And like even
Messed that one up.
you know, I didn't know it was culture appropriating. And then like in the Cosmo article, which is also another great point somebody made about Cosmopolitan teaching parents how to parent.
Yeah, that's always excellent. Because we know Teen Vogue and that they're really good at that too.
Yeah, it probably shouldn't. Probably like the
you steer clear
the
of trying to
drug
help.
dealer teaching the drug addict how to be healthy. Like, go exercise, man.
Yeah,
take this. Take
true.
the heroin, but
It's
make
true.
sure you get your exercise
Right.
today, man. So it's actually
But here's
hilarious.
the thing. So Lee and I were looking at the definition, because from what I understand, or my entire life, I've used the word appropriate as to steal or to take. So we've got these kids, they're already appropriating candy from people, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're going out and steal. Hey, you know, trick or treat. Like, if you don't give me the treat, I'm going to trick you. This is stealing. We're teaching the children to do this.
And actually, in America, Halloween wasn't always this happy-go-lucky deal. Like, kids would actually do really, really bad things on Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, they would go and they would, they would actually do criminal behavior.
Egg people's houses.
Yeah.
It got to be really bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Leah and I, we love to celebrate, and this is really exciting. So we will be focusing a lot on this coming week, at least the few days before the October 31st, and that is the 400th year celebration of the of Martin Luther, you know, banging his 95 Thesis on the wall of the church.
And he did it and actually it's a holy day in the Catholic Church.
Right.
All Saints Day, All Saints Eve or whatever, All Hallows Eve. And then All Saints Day is the 1st of November. And that's when he knew that the most people would be in church that day, is why he put and it was to get corruption out of the Catholic Church. To let people understand, you know, should you be Protestant, should you be Catholic, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You love Jesus and follow the Bible. That's what matters.
Well, Martin Luther was hoping to reform the church.
Exactly. I believe in unity in the body of Christ and coming together in love. But, you know, you have different denominations who take different things in the Bible, and that's cool. But it was about ending corruption. And that's what this year has been about with Donald Trump being elected. Is ending corruption,
right?
And going after the globalists and the elites. At the time of Martin Luther, the Catholic Church ruled the world pretty much. They you could call them the global elitists.
Yes.
They kept the Word of God out of the language of the people, because you can control people when you are telling people this is what God says, and I'm the only one who can tell you what God is saying. And
it was very ingenious.
It was. It's just like the Denzel Washington movie. The one guy, the bad guy,
the Book of Elijah.
The one guy wanted to get his hands on the Bible because he knew that
he could control the people if he had the Bible.
If he had it. So whoever controls the Word of God, that's just why when the Pilgrims came to America, here's a little history lesson. They created the Old Diluter Satan Act. It was one of the first things that happened in America because the Puritans and the Pilgrims, two different ideas, by the way, they're not the same. The Puritans and the Pilgrims wanted their children to be able to read so that no one could corrupt them.
Right.
So they wanted them to read the Bible so that no one could come and tell them what was in the Bible. They wanted their children to be able to know what was in the Bible themselves. So anyways, cultural appropriation, Halloween, I think it is hilarious to me that you can't wear an Indian costume now. Forget the Polynesian costume with the hula. I mean, throw away all your hula hoops and
but you know what else I think it is?
Skirts.
I think there is a bigger agenda, and they're using this phrase "cultural appropriation,"
which actually a year ago I had no idea what it was.
No, I don't even think it existed a year ago.
I don't even think so.
But they're using it to further their agenda of this kind of one world government, where we talk about this all the time on Resistance Chicks, where you can't have the Italians being Italian, you can't have the French being French, you can't have the British being British. Okay, I mean, the only people allowed to be the Americans. You can just still be American if you want to be American.
It's backwards.
I mean, but seriously, there is no culture left. But really, you can't be American.
It's
like
actually
a true patriot.
It's actually backwards, and this is why. See, everything that the left and the globalists do is backwards, because 1 in 5 people I was reading today in Germany are from a foreign country, and they are not culturally appropriating German life, which means they're not assimilating into German life. They're trying to change the Germans. So if you're taking something on, like dressing up like the Hispanic and putting on a sombrero, you're appreciating somebody else's culture.
And I love that, because you're not making fun of it. You really are embracing it. Because, how many times you haven't walked a mile in my shoes. Okay, so worth a look. Justin had told me that in the UK they had a program where they had a lady that was a racist, again, it's not racist, whatever you want to call them when they don't like Muslims, go and live with a Muslim family for a week. And then she had to go out into the community and be a Muslim, okay, and then see how it felt. So what's wrong with, if Halloween costumes are going to accomplish something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with that? It doesn't make any sense.
Nothing.
Except for, like I said, they literally do want the segregation, and they do want to obliterate. Now, I gotta tell you, somebody had posted the other day, you guys might have seen this, where it was Disney Princess Day at like a ballet dance or whatever, and some girl shows up as a hot dog because all the little girls have Disney princess costumes on, and she is dressed up as a hot dog, and who is to say that she can't be a princess in her hot dog costume? So I got to thinking about that just now as we were doing this segment, and I'm thinking, but her mom
put her in a hot dog.
She was dressed up as a hot dog, man. It's the cutest thing ever at dance class. So awesome. But who's to say that hot dog is not offended that she has just appropriated the hot dogness? So really, we have to get rid of all costumes altogether. You cannot appropriate something that somebody else is, even if you self-identify as a hot dog and you want to be a hot dog for the day. You can't do that, because you're stealing the hot dog of the hot dogness of the hot dog.
Well, it's like that Rachel Dosnell woman who was born white with blue eyes, I think, and blonde hair, and she tanned her skin with bad orange.
It's so bad.
Cream,
she looks so
dyed
awful.
her hair, kinked her hair.
Yeah, but the hair's kind of cute. But why can't she just have that hair?
And she passed herself off as a black person. But actually, what's interesting is that some black women have come and said that that's okay. If she feels black, she should be allowed to be black.
Yeah, she feels black. I feel black inside sometimes. When I get around our friend Tanya.
I do too.
I feel black. Because black people have more rhythm, and you know what? They don't get wrinkly. They look young for a really long time.
Forever.
So I want to culturally appropriate the fact that I'm going to look young for a long time, and I got rhythm.
Not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Yes, I identify as such. And so if y'all see me getting wrinkles, I'm just going to tell you, I'm black. You didn't see no wrinkles here? No, you didn't. You did not.
That's funny. So anyways, that was Michelle and I were just talking about that. It was hilarious to me to see. It's happening. This isn't the first article. Every day in my news feed on Twitter, it seems like this whole Halloween costume thing is a really big thing, and people are serious about it. Which I think it's got to be the Onion, because it seems like it's a joke. People are really joking about these Halloween costumes, but some people in today's age, they have entered into the Twilight Zone. Aliens have taken over their bodies, and they're watching us, and they're laughing at us to see if we will go along with these ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I ain't biting.
Will people... It's like Candid Camera.
You're on Candid Camera.
I think
the British really do that kind of show really well, though.
Do they?
Cameras. Oh, yeah, they do really well.
We don't do that anymore. But, every day there's another article. Don't put your kid in this costume. It's 2017, and definitely don't dress him up as a gangster. That would probably be bad. A thug. So, anyways, we will go live with more news
tonight. We were talking about this, and a lot of people have been asking Leah and I for shorter segments. So perhaps we'll just throw in a few little ones like this here and there for those of you that missed the short Resistance Chick segments.
Oh, Alex Jones had Red Pill Black on this morning, and they said this site. Oh, we're talking about something. Red Pill Black.
No,
I mentioned she was.
She's awesome. I really like her,
Yeah.
actually, even though she kind of curses sometimes.
Yeah.
It says, did you hear about Red Pill Black website? It appears Red Pill Black is trying to infiltrate conservatism, according to Tree of Logic YouTube channel. And so we can have a further discussion about Halloween as we get closer to it, because I know Britt Boz is talking about how it came from the Druids, and there's, that would be a fun conversation for us to have when we go live. But for right now, we just wanted to joke with you about the SJWs freaking out because they don't know how to dress their children in a costume that doesn't appropriate something. I think really the best thing to do is to send your child out as themselves. And if
Just,
anybody,
be honest about it.
be honest about
Give
your kid.
me
Give me the
candy.
candy. I am coming up. I can't appropriate anything else because I don't want to steal anybody's culture or anything like that. I am myself.
Give me the
Please
candy.
give me the candy. Alms for the poor. Do that. That's what you should do. As a matter of fact, if I was a parent, I'm just going to go and I'm going to buy. I go the day after Halloween. Well, I'm not a parent. I still do this. Go in the day after Halloween and get it 50%, man. Just get the
70,
candy.
90.
Buy it for your kid and be like, you know what? If you want to just load up, kid, boom, there you go.
It's awful. It's so bad.
All right, you guys, we're going to sign off here. This has been a fun little live show. We're actually in the middle of pet visits this afternoon. We had to swing by the bank anyway. So we love you. God loves you. God bless. And we will probably be going live tonight, right? Do we know what time?
Yeah, I don't know what time.
We don't know what time. It's always a hit or miss.
They're talking about the Red Pill Black site. I didn't.
We'll look it up and we'll bring it tonight. Maybe we'll talk about it. We'll see.
Huh. Interesting. All right.
All right,
See
you
you
guys.
later.
Bye.